Would you believe this? I have to start your whole reading over. I was just finishing up, but I don't really like to edit. And storage, man, stop the video. But we're all set to go now. Technology, I gotta update it maybe a little bit. Happy birthday to those early Pisces out there. I'm actually kind of glad because I sometimes need like a practice run before we get into it. Usually the readings turn out better when I trust that. This is Aquarius season. Aquarius season readings, February 2024. Love vibes. I'm bringing in more love vibes right now because, like I said to Aquarius, we are in so much Aquarius, and I want to just bring in the love and the creation and all of this more into the readings. Not just about your love life, but the love interactions in your life and more into the art of it all because, and not that I don't, but we're in a time now where, you know, shit's happening, right? Saturn's in Pisces. How do we not feel that is that day-to-day action and trusting and believing and doing it anyway and showing up but still being so human, because it's not just about the day-to-day get this done. It's about the interaction of it all, the experience of it all of it all. First card out. The Ace of Swords. It looks like you're coming into this month, so we're now in delving into the subconscious before we hit your sun season. And even though, bottom of the deck, gorgeous. Second card out. It's been a while, huh? It's been a while. You and Aquarius are not in this life for no reason. That's it. You guys have had a run. Let's talk about you though. In this month, Aquarius season, you wouldn't think like, okay, Aquarius, Pisces, that mixture. But actually it works. It works, and it's working for you this month. Because what you've realized, I think, more than anything, or what you're beginning to realize was beginning to become extremely within your awareness, extremely conscious to you at this time, or it's now becoming just very obvious, if it's been creeping up into your consciousness, that the way that you think, the way that you go about your day-to-day, if you don't bring some kind of clear, concise decision, maybe about some boundaries, maybe about your luck, your fortune, maybe you realize how much of these external situations, people, what thoughts you're giving energy to have now been affecting your luck. I just want you to think about a time, if you can, when you were lucky or you felt very lucky. I want you to see if you can notice or remember what else was going on around you, what kind of people surrounded you, where were you at in your life, how did you feel, right? All of those different connections. Notice how you feel thinking about it. I don't want to bring you back to anywhere that might be not a great place to experience, but you have to remember that if you've experienced that, you can experience it again in tenfold. But if you can't see it or feel it or start to visualize it, you can't get closer to it, especially if you feel so far away, right? Well, you don't have to agree with that. Sometimes I just say right. I'm learning that, being especially here. However, this is bringing you so much closer to what it is that where the disconnection has been. The disconnection of your worth. What you may feel entitled to. And it doesn't have to be used in such a, that doesn't also have to be negative. It's just like what you believe you can have, what you believe you are worth or deserving of. And maybe you've put some rules on that. Maybe you've put some boundaries on that. But notice if you take off those ones, what other ones come up? What affect, or how do you get affected by it? This month, moving into this month, it seems like a very clear, fortuitous path. But it's not without needing to see what's kept you from this, because then we move right into that Five of Pentacles here. And it's funny because I think Taurus this last month, and the Empress card is out here, so I want to just bring this up because it relates to this, is that anytime we're really directly and clearly moving forward, because we may be moving forward all the time in many different ways, but this one's it seems pretty big, it seems pretty expansive, this move, this change. And what's happening, because then we have this on the bottom, is anytime we're up, I want to say up leveling, but yeah, anytime we're upping our worth, or we're asking for more, right? More of these fortunate experiences, more of the positive rollout. A lot of times we are, being asked to step into that version of ourselves, but we also have to remember that there is another version of ourselves that we're leaving behind, that we are moving on from. Maybe thoughts, feelings. Those things may come up because they were comfortable at one point, and now it almost seems like, maybe it's been years that it's felt comfortable, and now it's very obvious that it's been, and it's just time to move forward. Whether it was holding you back or not, because that's what I was going to say, whether it's literally those feelings and being comfortable in that place has been holding you back or not, you see everything for what it is. You see how capable you are of being in this place and that place. You may also have someone in your life that directly reflects where you want to be or where you want to go in your life. Nine of Wands in reverse. It's possible that, I just picked this up, but the Ace of Pentacles wanted to come out. Initially, when this card came out, the reverse 9, it's like your guard is coming down in a way. So like we talked about how certain boundaries show up, and then because that's what needs to support the person that you're becoming now, and you may not know that when you're setting the boundary, but that's what maybe you take from it. So other things come up, but you realize that that's a part of how you used to be, and no longer acting or reacting in that way is going to be helpful to how it is that you want or are looking to move forward, right? You can't control everything, but what you do have is your response and how you respond to situations. So if you feel like walking into this new situation and into this new version, because I do feel like this is a decision that you're making. You're making this a very conscious effort and change, because you're noticing all of the positive reinforcements that the universe or the support around you is also providing. So that is also that gives incentive, not only for that, but also you may notice that your body feels better, because that's what I'm getting to next, is that wherever it is in your body you may be feeling better is because your body may feel more relaxed to become vulnerable, to become yourself and surrender to what isn't or hasn't been working, right? This opens up a field of ideas or a vision of ideas or something you may connect to so strongly, right? Then we're going to talk about Pluto entering Aquarius finally for the next 20 years. So you may feel so strongly to commit to something in particular to pursue at this time or over the course of the year. You may keep running into it and again deciding it. But I think this month it becomes a conception, and we have space to think and plan and maneuver and maybe shift a little of your time here and notice how you're spending your time there, and to sit back and relax into it. While at the end of the month that may feel like, okay, now I want to act upon it, right? But we don't want to be too hasty, because we know entering your season, we become too hasty, we start to do too much. It's not, then something falls short, and it sounded exciting and all this creation at one time, but that is maybe the old way. Now you're just being very thoughtful about where you're at and what the energy you have to offer. And it's possible that you have to minimize certain outlets or your schedule or where you would put maybe where you would go out with someone or do something external. You may need to find more time to yourself to clearly follow this through, or give that time before you do anything else. Like that, this is the most important thing. Your future, what you're looking for, what you want is the most important thing. Because remember, we're talking about, okay, if there's so much going on, if there's anything you can do right now, you commit to something that you know you have the energy for, that you can see it through. And it will give you that reassurance just within doing just that. I feel it can give reassurance in times where you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, or I want to change it up, or there's unnecessary drama that could happen, all of that. But you have to ask yourself, this is probably one of the biggest points of this. And I think we talked about this before, so I do want to bring it up again, is that you have to really decide internally if this is what you want, because if it is, it'll start, like, life will start playing it out around you. Because if you're committing to it subconsciously, then your conscious life is going to start to shift and shape. And the difference between here, and we'll look at this too at the cards, is the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress here, right? The Queen of Pentacles is looking down at her pentacle while she's surrounded in this lush garden all around her. The Empress is sitting on her throne amongst golden wheat and surrounded by forest, where the Queen of Pentacles has a mountain in the background. The Empress, there's a stronger sign of protection, like a fortress around her. So maybe you want to start thinking about your fortress. That means, like, not just literally, but like in your mind, like how you protect yourself, how you detach from the expected outcome, especially when it has to do with maybe money or your values. Anytime you learn something, or I feel like we learn something in this life, there's a brief moment of reflection period that you have an opportunity to take. And what's funny is that the Wheel of Fortune is a full circle, and then the Ace of Pentacles is a full circle. And whatever you're clearing space for, to allow the newness to come in, you have to be willing to not always be in protection. A part of you trusted how you got here, wherever you are right now. So there also has to be a part of you that remembers that you can trust wherever it is you're going next. And you're building this relationship with trust, and it has to do with money. And it has to do with opportunities. the center of the reading is the Empress, and everything comes to the Empress. Not without doing the work and the deliberating and the decision making and all of that, but the Empress is also known to be with child in this picture, and we have the Ace of Pentacles, which means I do believe you are going to be with child of an idea. If you're not wanting to be pregnant, I do feel like this is more of an idea that's going to take over your life, and that's why randomly I'm saying clear space here, make time for yourself here, like give yourself more time, because eventually that time will be used for this idea that you're coming that you're aligning with at this time. But if your time is always being consumed or doing something, then there's no space for it. This could also be an idea that comes through with a conversation, but I do feel like it's mostly the space with yourself, that conversation with yourself. And you may not recognize that being stuck or and feeling like you're protecting yourself can go in tandem sometimes. That wherever you're really clearing up some old ways of thinking about yourself or responding to hard situations or to situations that are changing, you're now realizing there's something about taking all of this as an opportunity. I know I'm just spinning it around. It's okay to say like that it sucks, right? It's okay to say and do all of that, but you're just not in that place right now. You're in a place of momentum and feeling into who you are, how you represent who you are, and how you can attract more. And I just want to leave it at more because it's so Jupiter in Taurus, which we'll get more into that into the second part as well. We have the bottom of the deck, which is the 10 of Wands. We have the 10 up there. You're done with a cycle and you're entering a new phase of your life. And